Well, I'm going to do a little sample video of old chip bags, and while I have my eBay sort of light box set up, let's see how chip bags look in the videos. These are just a few. There's a Cheetos from the late 1990s. If you notice, I like the smaller bags. Some of these I actually dug up behind parking lots. Not easy to get. Bravos from the 90s. State Line, which was a brand in Massachusetts, but now it's made in Canada. It's from the 80s. You know, I like the variations. Like, here's a couple different generations of Doritos bags. The mid 90s, and then maybe like the late 90s, early 00s, 2000s, whatever it's called. You know, it's like some 90s Wise bags. They used to have a lot more interesting bags than they do now. Cool graphics and stuff. Yeah, most of these I dug up behind a parking lot where they plow all the snow and stuff gets buried in sand after the end of the winter. This is wild chips that would, you know, give you bowel discomfort with Olestra. It was a big deal, like right around 2000. This one was beneath an old building. That's a 1970s bag. They're really hard to get that far back in decent shape. Another 90s or early 00s Wise bag. Just like the graphics on those. Here's an 80s one. A little beat up, but Ridgies. Yeah, Cheez-It bag from 15 or 20 years ago. Don't make them too much in bags now. There's an interesting foreign one. Simba Ghost Pops. They're real hot. It's like 10 years old. I keep current stuff too, especially if it's foreign or has interesting graphics. You know, Wachusett was another brand. This one's probably from like the early 80s, maybe even the late 70s. I didn't find this one somewhere. I think I got it in a trade. This is a neat one I dug up in that parking lot from the 80s. Dally Fresh, with the photographics and the really funky old goofy fonts. Looks almost like amateur art hour here. There's another 80s one. I dug that one up. More State Line products. I wish I had more of these. They still make them now, but based in Canada. But they used to be right in Wilbraham, Massachusetts, Western Mass. And then there's current ones, like that's a relatively current Dorito brand, or maybe they've changed it since then. They haven't changed it in several years. This is a real neat. Definitely dug up. You can see it's a little grungy. State Line pretzels. This is a real old one. This is the 70s. This is below, behind a building underneath the loading dock, the railroad tracks. That might even be 60s. It's probably one of the older ones. Once again, hard to get those in any good condition. World Gold from the 90s. I have a lot of big bags too, but I just really like the small ones. They remind me of the crisp packets they have in England. This one I dug up in an old dump from the 70s or early 80s, Wise. That one came out in really nice shape. They used good plastic or something. I want to save some more for later, so here's a Cheetos bag with Chester's fries. Sometime around 2000, they stopped using hand-drawn Chester. Maybe actually a little later than that. Whenever they went to the computer graphic ones, I like him looking more like a cartoon character doodle. There's another really old Wise product, early 80s, Bravos. They still make Bravos. I don't know if Wise made them. The older Wise products will have Borden chips on them, and Borden dairy. Original. They made retro ones of these, but this is an early 80s Cheetos. The only one I could get in decent shape. I still need the first couple bags that Chester Cheetah's on. This one's like maybe 10 years old, not that old. Old gold. Probably ate that one. And I'll finish off with a very generic rip-off of Doritos. Even right down to the window and the cheese wedge. This is Buckeye chips. Surprised they didn't get sued for copyright infringement.